Every human kid does this thing. Green goes onto the plate tonight. The face says no before tasting. Lips press tight without one bite. They have not tried it yet. They already know they hate it. No one taught this to them. No parent explained anything about vegetables. It just arrives fully installed already. This happens on every single continent, every culture, every era. Same reaction. A child in Tokyo rejects spinach. A child in Lagos rejects kale. A child in Lima rejects broccoli. Different kitchens, same exact refusal face. Human kids all reject the green. The real question is simply why. The answer goes back much further than any dinner table, back before broccoli even existed anywhere, back before vegetables were a category, back to a world with poison. The child palate is not broken. It runs a very old program. This episode is about that program. Try this with any small child. Put sweet fruit in front first. The baby smiles and leans forward. Now add something with bitter edge. The face changes within 1 second. Nose wrinkles and the mouth opens. Head turns and arms push away. That reaction is not something learned. Not from a parent. Not TV. Not from culture. Not from fear. It arrives on its own entirely. In 1979, Jacob Steiner tested newborns. He gave them their first bitter. These babies were just hours old. They had never eaten anything before. No adult had modeled disgust yet. No mother showed them how either. Every single one grimaced the same. Gape, wrinkle, turn away, every time. The same reaction. Every single baby. Then Steiner went one step further. He tested babies born without cortex. Babies who could not learn anything. They had no upper brain function, no capacity for memory or imitation, no way to have seen disgust. Yet the bitter grimace still appeared. Same gape, same wrinkle, same push. Identical to every other tested newborn. The program does not need learning. It does not live in cortex. It runs from the brainstem directly. This reflex is like blinking itself. It was installed before first breath. It does not need a teacher. It does not need any experience. It fires the moment bitter arrives. So why does this reflex exist? Go back to open ground now. A small child begins to walk, curious about everything within their reach. Everything moves directly toward the mouth, leaves, berries, stems, bark, and roots. In that wild world, this mattered. Plants were not trying to help. Plants have been at chemical war. Their weapons are invisible and brutal. Over 3,000 bitter plant alkaloids, each one a toxic plant defense, many of them lethal to children. Bitter signals the plant defending itself. Bitter means compounds toxic to mammals. The plant warns you through taste. That warning saved lives for millennia. A child ignoring that signal died. A child catching that signal lived. That child then grew and reproduced. Children inherited the very same alarm. You are looking at those children. The bitter grimace is not quirky. It is the face of survival, encoded in DNA, passed to offspring, generation after generation, without a break. Now the science gets more specific. Researchers found the actual responsible gene. It is called TAS2R. This gene builds a bitter receptor. Broccoli and kale contain glucosinolates inside. Glucosinolates bind directly to that receptor. Some children carry the sensitive version. They taste bitterness at maximum intensity. Not drama, not stubbornness, pure hardware. Their receptor runs at full power. Julie Manella studied this at Manel. The Manel Center confirmed this directly. Sensitive children detect far more bitterness than adults detect. Same gene, same family, more bitter. Parent and child share those genes. The parent has learned to override. That override has not happened yet. The receptor runs at factory defaults. The changeover happens in mid-adolescence gradually. Before that, the system runs fully. But bitter is only one half. There is a second layer here. It is called food neophobia now. The fear of unfamiliar food entirely. Not just bitter, but anything new. A color they have not seen. A texture that does not match. A smell that has no history. Refusal fires before any taste arrives. Neophobia peaks around age 4 worldwide. Not randomly, not without reason either. That is exactly when children walk. The exact age they move alone. The age they reach plants themselves. The age accidental poisoning becomes real. Before walking, adults control all food. The child eats what is offered. Once walking, the child decides independently, and independently means dangerously in nature. Researchers find this timing very significant. The leading explanation makes clear sense. Neophobia is a gatekeeper behavior precisely. It activates when the child mobilizes. When supervised, the gates stay open. When alone, the gates close tight. This gatekeeper is not optional equipment. A 2007 twin study proved this. Over 5,000 twin pairs studied, published in a top nutrition journal. The finding was 78% heritable. Inherited, not learned from day one. Same home, same meals, same parents. The environment explained almost nothing here. Shared genes explained almost everything here. Separated twins still show same neophobia. Twins raised together can still differ. Written into the genome at birth. The child refusing your roasted vegetables. Not stubborn, not dramatic, not difficult. The genome encodes this ancient trait. Now look at the other side. The same child craves sweet intensely, more intensely than any adult does. Manella showed children prefer higher concentrations, far higher sugar levels than adults, a level adults call too sweet. To a child that is right. That preference is also not learned. Newborns already prefer sweetness over plain. This maps onto the ancient equation. Sweet meant safe energy in nature. Ripe fruit, dense calories, breast milk. All of them signal sweet taste. Each signals safety and dense energy. Bitter meant possible plant poison inside. Pursue one, avoid the other always. The child palate reads that map. Sweet signals safety, fuel, and survival. Bitter signals danger and possible death. The child follows that map exactly. The world changed, the map stayed. Today that alarm fires at broccoli, a safe, nutritious, carefully farmed vegetable. The alarm does not update itself, but the detector cannot know that. It was built before broccoli existed, built for wild plants on savannas, built for alkaloid-heavy bitter leaves there. Humans bred broccoli over many centuries. Wild ancestors were far more bitter. Generations of farmers bred out bitterness, but the receptor was not updated. It cannot distinguish farmed from wild. It detects the compound and fires. The ancient alarm says no again, and the child obeys that signal. They refuse, every single time still. Now here is the closing part. You almost certainly remember this yourself. The food you refused as kid, the smell that made you recoil, that plate shoved back without eating. Maybe you still feel that pull. A ghost of the original aversion, because the system never fully disappears. It fades, it quiets, it softens, but a trace stays in biology. Most adults never lose it fully. Adults learn to override that signal. The reflex fires, adults eat anyway, but the reflex still fires first. The next time a child grimaces, you are watching something very old. A gate built before language existed, before cooking, before farming, before fire. A system that kept children alive. In a world now completely gone, still running on that ancient instruction, still protecting against a vanished poison, still rejecting broccoli just in case. We dig up another one soon.